Around the Ozarks in 5, brought to you by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Roto-Rooter Plumbing and Drain Service, Blue Current, and Thompson Sales. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
And good morning on Wednesday. Hope your Wednesday's going well. We'll see how it shakes out the rest of the day, but we're going to start out with some news.
Sounds good. Yeah, go for it.
We now know the identities of the victims of that house explosion we told you about in Good Hope over the weekend. Salvador Haro was killed, as well as Sylvia Haro, Salvador Haro Jr., and Alex Haro. All lost their lives when a propane tank exploded, obliterating their house. One of the sheriffs said it was unlike anything he had ever seen before. The house was undergoing renovations when that explosion happened. Salvador was the owner of Haro Brothers Diner in Ava. That's a restaurant. His son Alex, a sophomore at Spokane High School, and older brother Salvador Jr. graduated from Missouri State in 2022. So 4 members.
Unbelievable.
So sad.
Storms moved through last night, depending on where you are. Some places worse than others. And yesterday, just in time for the latest round of storms, the Ozarks School District opened a new shelter at Tiger Paw Early Childhood Center. That facility will be a full-time cafeteria and double as a shelter. Now that it is completed, every school building in Ozark will have a storm shelter as soon as the high school's new shelter is finished up next month. So soon and very soon. The new shelter at Tiger Paw is a result of a bond issue that Ozark voters passed back in 2022. And they might need it. Right?
Yeah.
Soon.
That's right.
Soon and very soon.
Yeah.
Bass Pro's concert for conservation at Thunder Ridge was canceled because of the weather last night. Ticket holders will get a refund. The Saturday concert by Morgan Wallen at Thunder Ridge is still planned to go on as scheduled. Last night, again, just cancellation because of the weather. So we'll see what Saturday's weather holds, I suppose. Yeah. It was 13 years ago today that Joplin was hit by an EF5 tornado, which prompted a lot of storm shelters being built in the area. It hit wind speeds of more than 200 miles per hour and was on the ground for more than 20 miles. It caused $3 billion worth of damage. Everything in its path was destroyed. And it was a long path, including Mercy Hospital. 161 people lost their lives on that Sunday evening 13 years ago.
Yeah, I remember that like it was yesterday. I remember when we found out about it. We were at Sunday evening church at the time, and we got a call. We started hearing messages, and it was time for us to go to work. But it was also, we thought at the time, headed toward our area. So people were hunkering down, and then it was the worst damage I've ever seen following any disaster ever. I mean, it was unbelievable. I can't, when I picture it in my mind, I still can't make it as bad as it was because of all the intricate detail of the damage. You know what I mean? I mean, there were cars wrapped around trees. They were everywhere you looked. Something was twisted and in the wrong place. It was just, you can't recreate that in your head somehow.
Yeah. Yeah. And we did that story last night. Or maybe it was like 2 or 3 days ago about Joplin possibly getting a new like sports center, multi-use activity center building. So that'll be interesting because if that happens, it will be the biggest construction project, I guess you would call it, or development since the tornado. So, much of Joplin now seems so new. Like when we drive down Rangeline Road, so much of it is, newer construction. So.
Yeah, it's that can happen anytime, when the atmosphere is right. All right, Cox Health is teaming up with St. Louis Children's Hospital and Washington University in St. Louis. That would mean a standalone building in Springfield housing a pediatric outpatient center, as well as improved NICU and pediatric inpatient care. At Cox. The announcement follows discussions between Cox Health and Mercy Springfield about working together on a children's hospital. But as you know, that didn't happen. We knew that wasn't going to happen as soon as Mercy announced earlier this year that it was planning to partnership with Children's Mercy Kansas City instead. So now Cox has teamed up with the hospital from outside to make a children's hospital better as well. City of Springfield is moving forward on a plan to restore the Jefferson Avenue footbridge near Commercial Street. The city only received one bid to work on this project after delaying the deadline several times, or at least 3 times. The city only received one bid, as we said. Subsequently, the city came up with 4 options for varying degrees of work on the bridge with differing price tags. The council ended up choosing the $10.8 million option, which happened to be the most expensive option. That includes elevators to make the bridge compliant with Americans with Disabilities Act, as well as removal of the lead-based paint that's on there currently. The footbridge was built in 1902. It has been closed, deemed unsafe for the past 8 years.
Yeah. It's wild, isn't it? All right. The city council gave the green light to a plan by the Springfield Police Department to offer cash incentives for officers. New recruits will get a $5,000 bonus, and that bonus will be $10,000 if the officer is coming to Springfield from a different department. So that means they have experience. SPD is also offering up to $2,500 a year towards student loan debt and up to $12,500 as well. SPD has about 50 job openings right now. So yeah, big payments towards student loans, incentives for signing on, incentives for if you're coming from a different department. So lots of positions to fill, and they are trying to get that done, sounds like.
Well, money talks, so that may be what attracts officers from other departments, because that's what they want most, are people with experience, so they don't have to train them from the get-go.
Yeah.
And the $10,000
I'll tell you,
$13,000,
almost $13,000 towards student loan debt. I think we get a lot of people because the amount of student loan debt that people have these days is scary.
Crazy. It's insane. Yeah.
That's helpful. All right, now to this. One of Rashee Rice's legal problems just went away. You remember him. He is the Kansas City Chiefs player suspected of assaulting in Dallas with his car, a car that he had rented. The alleged victim went to the hospital after that assault. Rice is a receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs. A month prior to that assault, he was driving 119 miles per hour and was involved in a chain reaction crash and is now facing several charges in that wreck.
Yeah, it's an ongoing saga, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Dickerson Park Zoo is adding 2 new nursing stations to the park today. The zoo is partnering with Mercy Hospital and Habitat for Humanity Restore in Springfield to do that. The new privacy rooms for nursing mothers were built entirely by the zoo's maintenance team. So that's cool.
That is cool. Huh. I like that.
Springfield Cashew Chickens, meanwhile, are back. They are the alter ego of the Springfield Cardinals. Yes.
I was wondering why it was plural. I was wondering why you said chickens plural. I get it now.
Yeah, you've seen this, right? They bring it back. It's the alter ego of the Springfield Cardinals baseball team to celebrate Springfield's favorite dish. The Cashew Chickens come out just 8 times this season, and tomorrow night is one of them. The team will wear specialty jerseys at Hammons Field and will be offering specialty gear, the Cashew Chickens gear, in the team store as they take on the Tulsa Drillers at Hammons. You can get tickets at Springfield Cardinals website or at Hammons Field.
There you go.
Once you do, we'll be watching the weather to see if we have more severe weather on the way, because it seems like we've been in a pattern every week.
Yeah.
We have at least a couple chances for it.
Yeah, it is interesting. I mean, I guess it feels like summer outside, and when temperatures get hot and things can get unstable. So there you go.
Unstable they are.
Unstable they are. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you have a great Wednesday. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Yep. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.